So it looks like a former Clippers player decided to chime in or give some interesting comments in regards to Russell Westbrook joining the Clippers. And tonight is definitely the debut, I would say, of Russ on the Clippers. In tonight's game for them. So hopefully that goes well. But, in regards to the comments and everything that was said about Russ, it was very interesting to me. Very interesting in fact, because matter of fact, the player who actually, spoke on this was Patrick Beverley, who's now currently a part of the Bulls and who was on the Lakers, of course, with, Russell Westbrook. And, on sportsillustrated.com, si.com, you can check it out yourself and see. But, looking at the comments and reading the comments and things like that and hearing, what Patrick Beverley was saying and how he was coming off was the fact that he was saying how much, Russ would actually like being on the Clippers. And, there was in his comments, he said he actually texted Russ as soon as he heard, and they were texting each other back and forth. And, he said that he would, Russ would like it with the Clippers. He would love it there because of the structure, how they plan things as an organization, how they do as an organization overall, the way it is, the culture, all those type things is what he was saying. And, he was actually giving Russ some, good tips and good pointers, I believe. Also, some of the stuff he probably didn't mention, but he probably gave, Russ some good tips and pointers and stuff like that, just in regards to working with some of the guys there. Because, of course, he hasn't worked with all of them before, except maybe a few. Paul George being one of them, having never to work with Kawhi, that, is going to be the challenge to me, because Kawhi is the one they all look up to, because Kawhi is the one who not only is the best player, but he's the main guy on there. He's a superstar on the team that has won a championship. The other two, and Russ and Paul George, have not won a championship, so they have to defer to him at some point and understand how and when to defer to him, because he can take you home to win a championship. He's that type of player. And I don't know, as I said before, I don't know if all this is going to work out the way some may think it might or feel that it will. But either way, it's going to be a learning experience for everybody on this team. It's going to be, some highs and some lows, of course, but they're going to have to put it all together in a very short time. There's only about 22, 23 plus games, left in the season after the All-Star break now. You got to get going. You got to get your guys on the same page. Everybody has to understand their role. Everybody has to be, on point. Everybody has to understand that, it's one basketball. Everybody's not going to get all the opportunities in the world to score. Everybody has to be on one accord now. And Russell Westbrook has to be on that same accord, too, at least by the end of the season, if they really want this thing to work. Now, technically, of course, you could look at the Clippers as a super team in some people's eyes, maybe out there. I don't particularly prefer them to look at them as that. But at the same time, they do have three potential Hall of Famers, 3-star players on the team. And, I'm not going to say potential Hall of Famers. They are Hall of Famers. They're definitely going to the Hall of Fame, I believe. But they have 3-star players on this one team, and they have enough firepower to win it. Even though Russ, I feel like his defects can hurt a team's chances of winning a championship, Russ has some capabilities, I think, that that the Clippers can value. And if they can get the best out of him and, not get the worst out of him, then, there's always that chance to win, because Russ, he has been to an NBA Finals before with Kevin Durant. And I know that was a long time ago, and Russ was a different player, a lot more faster, exciting, and jumping a lot higher, seemed like back then. But at the same time, he has been to a Finals, and whether it was because of him or not, he was a part of that. So, I mean, Russ is good enough to get there. It's just that Russ gets in his own way at times. And if Russ don't get in his own way and play more under control and, limit the turnovers, it's sky's the limit for, in any team that he's ever played on. If he can do that, and if he can focus on that more than actually just focus on getting his numbers and his stats and trying to fit in, what I'm saying? Don't try to fit in. Just go there, be yourself, and bring what you have to the table. And if it fits with the Clippers, it'll work out. If it doesn't fit, then they might let you go by the end of the offseason. Whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. Go there and be yourself, but at the same time, try to be in control of your game as much as possible, because the Clippers have to try to win a championship this year. And, I would hate for Russ to get more blame on the fact that he caused two LA teams not to win and not help put them in better position when he's supposed to be a superstar caliber player in the league. And he's really a detriment or a hinder to any, team's success in regards to wanting to win a championship. I don't want that to be on Russell Westbrook's legacy. I do think, he's better than that, but at the same time, he has to play like it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, his basketball IQ, of course, it's good enough. It's good enough to be in the NBA still. It's good enough for him to still be on a roster. But is it good enough to win a championship? And those are the things I talk about all the time, because that's more vitally important than individual stats. And these are the conversations that he's going to have or will have with Kawhi and or Ty Lue and everybody else, Paul George on the team, everybody, because it's one. You join the Clippers this year, anybody that any player that's joined the Clippers this year, whether in trade deadline or Russ in a buyout, the goal is one thing: to win a championship. So however you need to sacrifice, however you need to, touch up the edges on your game, get yourself right, put yourself in better position as a player on that roster is what you need to do. And Russ, I'm pretty sure he understands that. I'm pretty sure he's been talked about with these things, to and with these things, implemented to him. But at the same time, we got to see it. And I mean, you got to ride with Russ now, whether you agree or disagree. Russ shouldn't be on the Clippers. He's with them now. So, you got to ride with him and see where, he can help take the Clippers. Because I think, if Russ is on his game, if Russ can cut down the turnovers and really, play and flourish with this team, because there are some instances I could see where he would fit with the Clippers better than he did with the Lakers, because the Lakers offense was not ran right. It wasn't really ran the way it's supposed to. Coaching issues, drama with LeBron, all types of, distractions in that locker room. More so than actually in the Clippers locker room. The Clippers locker room got less distraction, or if hypothetically the Clippers did have distraction, you wouldn't know it, because nothing comes out of their locker room not the way it does in the Lakers locker room in the last couple seasons. So I mean, the drama, the coaching issue there, just the environment, just playing with LeBron, and just the magnitude and everything. I don't know what it is about, LA. Russ just didn't fit well there, but maybe he could rectify himself with the Clippers. I'm hoping so. Like I said, I'm not sold on this whole situation unless unless it works. So that's where I'm at with it. But, I'm gonna ride with it and see how far this can go. Hopefully Russ balls out and do the best he can. Hopefully he gels with, Kawhi and PG enough to be on the court to where he can, make himself valuable and be the value that the Clippers need in him, which is that point guard that can, get them over the hump. I'm not sure if Russ is the point guard you need to get you over the hump, but I mean, hey, the Clippers believe he is. So, I mean, however they have him starting lineup or not, let's see what he does. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Also, hit the notification bell and subscribe if you haven't. And hey, till next time.